We are now recording. Hit some audio from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound alright. I'll turn you
Sick.
up just a bit.
All right.
There we go. And I'll turn myself up a bit. There
Mm-hmm.
we go. Don't need anything from the cam. Do 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 do. Alright, so we start life as a young buck of a half orc named Oz. Now, do you have a full name?
I do.
Okay, so what is Oz's full name?
My full name is Osvon Dosrux.
Okay, so let me type that as well. Oz.
I'll spell it for you. OZ.
Yep.
VON.
VON.
Yeah. Last name DOSRUX.
Yes. RUX. Oh, there we go. Okay. Is it only your mother that refers to you as that, or do your friends? Actually, that's a good question. Did you have a lot of friends when you were young, as a kid, growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I did.
Nice, peaceful boy.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Mum brought me up well.
Aw, there we go. All right. So when do you first decide to become a soldier? Like when you're kind of young enough to join, like the local kind of militia of the town?
No, I wouldn't say that. It was more probably later in life. Probably around my 20s, mid-20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mid-20s. And do you just join straight the army, or do you just join like the local militia for Yatar, like the protectors of Yatar?
Probably the militia. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we'll do that for a while. Do you so two of your young friends kind of from your childhood also join up with you? What are their names?
Oh shit! You know what? You're putting me on the spot. You know.
No, this you're making these up now.
Yeah.
This is
Now
me
in my
doing
head.
Yep.
In my head. Let's say that one of them is.
They can be boy and girl as well.
Yeah. Are they?
Or two boys, two
they
girls.
have to be half orc or
Nope.
human?
Nope. They're up to you. What races are they?
Shit. I'd say probably human. Mum probably wanted me to hang around more humans than orcs or half orcs. So, I don't know. We'll say one of them is Sarah.
Sarah?
Yep. And the other one is Andrew.
Andrew. Okay, cool. Sarah and Andrew. So the three of you are very inseparable. You guys go to the local academy at the militia. They train you up. You get taught in all sword combat, defensive, battle movements, and stuff like that. And it's not until like you guys get into about your 25 you guys get to where you guys realize you guys at that stage you are probably the best three like troopers in the local militia. And one of the times when a local caravan was coming, like a caravan kind of troop was coming through, that it had very protective arms with it, so like a whole bunch of soldiers from Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Do I want to do Waterdeep? No, let's go Neverwinter. Okay, the whole bunch of armed soldiers from Neverwinter come through as well.
Okay.
And you guys realize you guys can do a lot more than just protecting your guys' town at the moment.
Yeah.
So the three of yous all three of you go and sign up to transfer to Neverwinter City for the while.
Okay.
So you guys kind of come together at that. It's the whole new city. It's like insane how Nevermore, what is he? He's like King Regent of the city, has like morphed the city after the disasters that kind of happened to Neverwinter. You as more of an outside town, and also like Oz himself wasn't very into the books of history and all that kind of stuff, so he doesn't know too much. He just knows that Neverwinter was at one stage like fucked up, and Nevermore was once the open lord of Waterdeep, and he went up there and has kind of like reformed that city and has now kind of taken rulership over it. But you guys all kind of take to the battle training like so well, and you and Andrew start to like form like a friendly friend rivalry because the two of you like are on equal kind of terms of like skill and strength. Sarah is like better than you in a lot of things.
Yep.
Yeah, she's a lot quicker. She's definitely like a gun on the bow and stuff like that. But you and Andrew, even though he's only a human, he has through life or just being your friend has been able to keep up with like your strength level of you, just like eating the same as you, training the same as you. So Andrew is like big and bulky like you as well, and the two of you kind of just butt heads and like wrestle to the ground, and like Sarah kind of just shakes her head all the time and stuff like that.
Nice.
What do you guys like doing in Neverwinter, like on your off time?
I'd say probably on our off time. So I'd say probably just fooling about, hanging out, going, hanging out, basically just going places, training, looking at taverns, all this other stuff. Pretty much what I would want to do, like pretty much like what a group of friends does at that age. Just call it like teenage trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you guys drink much and stuff like that? Do you get in like brawls at the tavern and stuff? The three of you?
I'd say that myself and Andrew have probably started a couple where Sarah probably broke up a lot of what we did. Yeah.
All right, so about 28. You guys have been in the army, the Neverwinter army for a few years. You've gone out. You've done a few kind of like battles against just small forces that have been around the area, mostly north of you guys. There have been a few kind of big events that have been happening, but most of them are usually solved by adventurers before you guys kind of have a chance to the army to mobilize out to actually be used. Where do you meet your future wife?
She's with me.
Huh?
She's with me.
What do you mean?
Sarah's my future wife.
No.
Okay, I can't.
No, not Sarah.
Damn, come on, NATO.
No.
Why not?
No, because I'm using Sarah for something else. No, she's in the army with you.
Okay, fair enough.
Your missus is not in the army with you.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I will. I'm DMing ruling that one thing.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Where would I meet my future wife? So, I'd say that I'd probably meet, like, we go out one night and party.
Yeah.
And I meet my future wife that way. Just basically going out partying, and then I'd say my mates, set me up with the girl, basically.
Yeah.
Like
Sarah really helps you out. Like Andrew tries to be a wingman, but he's just as like dumb and like brutey as you, so he does the same effort that you would have put in. But Sarah is a lot smarter. She knows she's always been the keen one of you two. Of like the three of you all in general. She's faster, she's quicker, and she's a lot smarter than you two. But you two always, if somebody, because she can usually like settle her own fights, but you two usually step in and pick the guy up that's usually hassling her, and like just like two big brothers you two are.
Okay.
So what's your wife's name? And is she human? Is she half orc as well? Because that was one of the big things once you left like Utah. You would meet half orcs, but usually half orcs there. But like yourself, a lot of them had terrible stories. So a lot of them didn't try and you guys didn't try and bond because all of you's kind of reminded. It was nearly a mirror of your terrible childhood and where you came from that you didn't kind of want to bond. But once you got to Neverwinter, you met half orcs that were from half orc parents and had amazing upbringings and stuff like that. So, what's your wife's? Well, let's do that first. What's your wife's name?
Damn. See, I don't even know if she's half orc or human. I'd say that my wife would probably be. She
doesn't even have to be human.
I'd say she's human.
Okay.
Because of just the disdain of my backstory already, how it is with my parents.
Yep.
That Oz has, because Oz, the one thing that I remember when I had Oz's character was that he hates being identified as like any orc blood in him.
Yeah.
Because of this, well, and this sets it up perfectly too. What you've said about my dad. and the whole deal with the teeth as well kind of sets it up. So I'd say that my wife is
Because
human.
at this stage you've still got your teeth, haven't you?
I do.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah. But I'd still say my wife's human.
Yep.
Oh man, let's say my wife's name is. Let's say my wife's name is Melissa.
Melissa. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you get together with Melissa. You two find a house together in Neverwinter and stuff like that. And you like let's say probably about 30 is the first sign of the more the kind of upbringing. Ooh, 2 seconds.
That's right, it's Benny.
Yeah, no. I was just clicking on you so you stay big.
Yep.
So you kind of it starts the the reoccurrence of orcs up in the northern the Lurkwoods, which is just above the Evermore swamps above your town.
Yeah.
Your old hometown of Yatar and stuff like that. So this is the first time in your career that you've had you've seen big movements of the army. Usually you guys got sent out at squads to kind of solve things. And then, as I said, adventurers would come in if there was more of a bigger kind of setup.
Right.
So you go out on a year-long campaign, fighting off trying to push back the orc invasions of just south of Lurkwood.
Yeah.
How is that with you? Because with you, Sarah and Andrew, because this is where you guys are back together, and it's it's stopped being fun again because now it's you guys are serious. Yeah. You've watched the three of you stay together, the trio, but you've still seen friends die in your squad and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's now become serious, is what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, you're about 31 at this stage, and this is now you're in war. This is full on war.
Okay. So, sorry, what was the question, Nato?
Just what is your mindset as Oz at this stage in his life, and even the bond with you three? Does this make you guys closer Stronger. And stuff?
Yeah, I'd say it would. I'd probably say that our bond's probably stronger than ever now to kind of work together to make sure that we overcome all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is how I imagine you. You can retcon this because this is more thing. But I just see you two going in just brawling and smashing and crashing. You two, and then Sarah sitting over your shoulders and just sniping anyone that was ever kind of coming close to you guys.
That's exactly how I see it too. Yeah.
So you guys through war nearly build up this reputation as the do you want to come up for a name for you guys? I was gonna say the triangle or something like that, but you're the three pillars or something like that.
That sounds cool. I like that one. The three pillars.
Yeah. So you guys are the three pillars. You become notorious on the battlefield for
I was gonna say, don't steal Trio of Trauma. I'll kill you.
You three become notorious. There's no one usually touchable in your guys because you've just got you two as huge big blockers and damage dealers, and anyone that seems to get a sneaky up on the two of you is usually just put down instantly by Sarah.
Okay.
So you guys instantly you guys were pretty alright at standing in the army, but you guys get put more and more nearly in the front lines now. You guys nearly become these vanguard force that gets put in, especially because you already a half orc is bulking enough to take on a lot of berserker orcs that kind of usually smash through the front lines of standard army.
Yeah.
And so you guys get put more and more into the front lines, and I think it goes on for about another year or so. This kind of war until you guys finally get to go home.
Okay.
And you come home, your wife's got a kid now. And he's about a year and a half old now.
Oh shit, did I even know about this?
You probably did hear on the front lines, but because you were just so I don't want to think about home at the moment.
Right.
Because you three were kind of alright, but you were watching people die left and center, and you didn't want that distraction in the back of your mind to kind of, you don't want it to end up then. So now you come home to your kid,
Yeah. I was gonna say, what age is this?
You're about 32, 33?
32, 33. Okay. I'll say I'm 33.
Mm.
New kid. Okay. I've got to come up with a name for this kid, don't I?
Yep.
Oh, fuck me. Let's call him.
Mick.
Well, it's funny because I was talking about kid names with my sister the other day too. Let's say that
Oh, what'd your
My-
nephew end up being named?
They haven't
Nato?
named him yet. I don't know. I haven't talked to my brother yet.
Okay.
let's say my wife named him after her father, Michael.
Okay, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael. All right. How are you with your son? Are you like, you've just come back from war. Let's set that up first. So you.
I call my boy, though, Junior. Even though his name's Michael and my name's Oz, I call him Junior.
Okay.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
But how, are you like more involved in his life and stuff like that, or are you a bit cold because of it coming back from war at first?
I'd say at first my mindset is not there. Obviously, I've just come back from war.
Yeah.
Seeing people lost and all that. All my friends are gone. I try my hardest to kind of hide it, but it's very evident that I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Do you eventually warm up to him and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I love my kid.
Okay, cool. This is like this for a while. You guys go out for like shorter stints because like you guys sort of won the war but just before you kind of come back, and now it's kind of this mop up where you kind of go out to like just check it out and stuff like that. Eventually you guys move to like did you want to like you'd think would Oz move back to his old town?
So I'm in Yatar at the moment.
No,
aren't I?
you're in Neverwinter.
Okay, so Neverwinter's more like right now of like a war zone, isn't it?
No.
No,
No.
war's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say Yatar's probably the better crowd that I'd rather have
Yeah.
my kid around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Because your mum's still there and stuff like that. So you move back so your mum can be closer to your kid and stuff like that.
Yes.
This is the first time though that the trio breaks up though, because the two of Sarah and Andrew decide to stay in Neverwinter for the while. So like a year and two kind of go past. You're about 35-ish now. And then you hear a knock at the door.
Hello.
You hear the big gruff voice of your best friend. It's me, Michael. Open the door for me, mate.
I'll go and open the door.
And he's got like a poor man's kind of suit on, nearly.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I got married, Oz."
You bullshit, you did.
And then you hear another voice behind him, and it's your other friend, Sarah.
Oh, motherfucker.
She's like,
Yeah.
She kind of walks in with like her hand in her face, and she's like, "Yeah."
Really?
When in Vegas?
And she's like, "Yeah."
Were you drunk?
You guys moved out, and you guys moved back here, and we were in Neverwinter, and
What, you just got bored and decided to elope or something?
no, it's just kind of fell in love and stuff.
Oh.
Like, and then we never really thought about it until we saw you and kind of Melissa together, and
Wait, are they like they're freshly married? Are they?
yeah, they've just come
Alright.
from like their wedding, and they wanted to come see you.
Like a suit and dress. Holy shit! All right.
Yeah,
fair
like
enough.
they finished the wedding, and then they hopped on a carriage and came all the way out to Utah.
And you came to see me on your wedding day.
Yeah, you're like, it's the three of us, bud, the trio.
Oh,
The
you
pillars.
guys are nuts, but yeah. Fair enough. Come give me a hug.
Yeah, and they both like,
Yeah.
Andrew just grabs you and kind of picks you up, and he's like, "Oh, your marriage life is getting a bit skinny on you." And he picks you up a bit, and then you try and like he feels a bit more bulkier in your
Jesus,
arms.
what have you been eating?
You know, you have to keep those troopers kind of fucking. All these other people think they're tough like us out here in the outbreaks.
Yeah, well, Daddy got.
And they're like, and he goes, speaking of which, we're going to move out of here as well.
Oh, you're gonna be here.
Yeah. That's why
Great,
we're out
trouble.
here. We're going to find somewhere to live.
Trouble. Great.
So yeah, like over the next kind of week, they kind of find a place to move in. It's just up the road from you guys and stuff like that. And then,
Yep.
yeah, and it's peaceful and nice for another year or so. So like you're getting like nearly late 30s kind of now.
Yep.
Your kid's getting real old now. What's he? He'd
Okay.
be about 4, I think now.
Okay.
Yeah, and you start hearing murmurs through town of like orcs showing up back on the way north of here, but like
Yep.
because now Utah's kind of like a bigger city and stuff like that. It's not as like out there town as it used to be when like you were a kid and stuff like that. It's a bustling city. It's a walled city these days and stuff like that. But like, yeah. So now there are further out towns that are like the Utah versions of what Utah used to be. Like they're the outskirts of town, no walls and kind of small and stuff like that.
Right.
But you do hear murmurs that people have seen orcs and people have gone missing in those
Right.
towns and stuff like that. And you still have like what if Oz would have done? Would he like he's not complete? He wouldn't have completely retired from the army. He probably would have
No.
joined the local militia again and kind of helped teach and stuff there. Yeah.
I'd say he'd be teaching and stuff. Yeah. I wouldn't say that Oz would be completely active. However, hearing stuff like this,
Yeah.
it kind of.
Oh no, I meant leading up to this.
Yeah,
kind of-
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, doing that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He'd be teaching and he'd be with the militia. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and then a few months go by, and then like a whole town isn't heard from.
What?
Yeah, and then there's murmurs that like the Neverwinter army is being like mobilized in their city. Because you have old contacts and stuff like that. Like you are getting pretty reliable information
Yeah.
that they're training and arming all of the Neverwinter kind of army again. And it's like hearing that you send some messages to some old higher up like some friends that you used to serve with that are now pretty high up in the Neverwinter thing,
In
and
the
you
ranks, yeah.
you hear back that there is definitely a new orc army risen in the Lurkwood forests again,
Right.
and that the Neverwinter is like already prepping for a war against them. And that day, pretty much, like Sarah and Andrew have got like the same kind of contacts as you, so they've heard those kind of news at the same time you kind of have. You hear a knock on the door, and they kind of just let themselves in because you kind of at that stage friends. They know,
Yeah.
and they're like Andrew and Sarah have like you see them. And like Andrew's got his sword in his hand and like a big bag, and
He's
you
get
kind
up.
yeah, like you can see like he's about to go join whatever needs to be joined to kind of.
Yeah.
And you can see Sarah. She's kind of like worried on her face. She's like,
Yeah. This isn't right, yeah.
like what happens if they make it all the way down here? Oz, like
Yeah.
we're all getting old, but
I don't know how long. I don't know if I can keep doing this. I'm like, how old am I here, NATO?
39.
39. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Getting too old for this shit.
Riggs.
Riggs. Oh shit. Look. If anything, I'd probably be like a bit. I wouldn't say I'm worried, but I am worried for my family and their safety first, more than anything. And this is like a little bit of what I was talking about, Oz's selfishness once he's left the army. Kind of like I've paid my dues, you know.
Yeah.
I've done what I've done for this army, and
Yeah.
and
then-
this kind of
And then Michael kind of looks at you and he's like,
yeah.
but yeah, well, like I know, man. Like Sarah's more keen than I am, but like we've made a home and a house and everything here, and like we're about to have kids down the
Right.
line, and What happens if we don't join the army? Like, I know we're not fucking adventurers with powers and shit like that, but like, what happens if we are one of the key factors that wins the war? And even stopping it from washing down this far. It's at the outskirt towns right now, but like Yatar used to be the outskirt towns.
But what are we gonna do? Do this on our own?
No, we're getting on a carriage and going to Neverwinter and joining the Vanguard again. Because if we go back, they'll put us in the mid forces and we won't see the front lines, and the front lines will be our homelands.
What about?
Because it seems like they're just gearing up to protect Neverwinter this time. It doesn't seem like they're sending their major force like they did last time into the front lines. So only the Vanguard will be fighting out here.
And Sarah wants to go too.
I want more than anything. This is our home. This is where we grew up. I don't want to see it in the condition we saw it when we were young. And then you see kind of Michael kind of grab her and kind of like hug her in and just be like, "We're going."
I have to talk to my family about this first. Yeah.
So they kind of just step outside, and then Melissa comes up to you and she's like, "I'm worried, Oz. I'm worried for you, but I'm worried for here. Like, what happens if our home is gone? What do we do then?"
We can always... I'm back in Yatar, aren't I?
Yeah.
We can always move away, but I can't do that. That's the mum's here as well.
And our neighbors, like, they can't... Yeah, we can be selfish and move back to Neverwinter, but, like, all our friends that we've made around here now. I don't want you to go, but I also don't want anyone risking, like... Because they'll arm all these civilians if they make it down here, and they're not going to last.
I'll give her a big hug.
Yeah.
I'll whisper in her ear that I love her. And to keep Michael safe. I go to my room to go get my stuff, and I leave.
Alright, so you guys all hop on, like, the first kind of, like... I wouldn't say royal, what would I say? Like, city caravan that, like, does, like, a direct route straight back to, like, as quick as possible back to Neverwinter. And you guys get back, you meet your old, like, bosses and stuff, like, even some of your old kind of, like, armsmen and stuff like that. A lot of them, like, rather than retiring, kept kind of progressing, and now, like, of the top of, like, the armies, and, like, not generals, but more, like, lieutenants and squad commanders and all those kind of things. Right. And they're confused when the three of you come back and they're just like, "We want Vanguard. Like, we want to be front lines."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Why? Like, we can have you, like, you'll still see combat, but, like, you'll be safe back in these midlines. You aren't the young soldiers you guys used to be."
Yeah, but is it, honestly, if you think about it, your young soldiers, have they gotten the job done like we did?
No, most of them haven't seen any combat. Since the last war, there's been nothing. At least you guys trained on so many small things before the big war, but we've had peace up until now. None of them have even seen combat, most of these soldiers.
Do we look like a couple of peons to you?
No, Oz.
There, I didn't think so.
Alright, so yeah, they kind of set you up in the Vanguard. A bunch of the Vanguard are seasoned veterans and stuff like that. Most of them have to be, because most of them also have the same kind of thought pattern of you. Like, if they just sit back in the mid forces, they're not going to do fucking anything. And if they don't go in the Vanguard, all the Vanguard's just going to get wiped out, because they're all rookie soldiers. Like, some of them are in their 30s, some of the soldiers, but yet it's just because it's been a peaceful time since the last war that they've never seen combat, really, apart from training in the barracks. Is about the only thing they've seen. So yeah, you guys go out and you guys, like, it is a bloody, like, war on the front lines, because, like, by the time they get you back out to the front lines, so many of those outlining cities have just been demolished and stuff like that. And it's very weird this time round, because usually orcs aren't like gnolls, where gnolls will come in and just destroy everything, eat everything, and move on, while, like, orcs just come to pillage, rape and pillage usually, and, like, take the resources and then leave it how it is, because they're not chaotic evil. Orcs, they're more, they are organized, and they know what they need to keep their civilian running. They're evil in the sense of they'll do that to other races, but it's like not in a catastrophic way that you are now coming to some of these towns. Like, you've rocked up in towns and it's just leveled, burnt to the crisp. There is nothing left. Nearly the ground is salted. It might as well have done that. Like, they're just fucked. So this is a very different combat. And so many of the orcs you fight this time have, like, white handprints on their face and just fight like their masters are behind them. Like, their slave master. The orcs are never slaves, but it would be like they are slaves and their masters are behind them. That's how they're fighting against you.
This is like a different kind of breed that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
They're not seeing, yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird combat. And yeah, it's just a bloody and battly war, and it is like you were affected last time, but this time it's like a lot more people died. And it's just like, until, like, the vanguard is left of your part of the squadron, of the section you are under the Lurkwoods, there's the trio, you guys, and 2 other soldiers. And one of them is a veteran soldier with you, and there's one is just a lad that is just, must be high on his luck because he's still alive.
Right.
And you get to this last battle, and it's an open field. You had a whole bunch of just, they've had to push some of the mid force up with you, so most of them are just getting cut down. You guys get into the battle. You take down a few orcs each, and the battle kind of ends with you, the veteran soldier there with you. The young lad, he's kind of just covered in blood because he's just been deep in battle. You guys have got splashes of blood, but you guys are such veteran soldiers, you try not to get as much blood on you, because that's when you start slipping weapons out of your hands. It's hard to hold shit when you get that much blood in you, but he's such a rookie, he's just covered head to toe in it.
Jesus Christ.
And then 2 more orcs walk out of the forest in front of you.
Right.
And then behind him is another orc he's covered in black, like in a black robe, and he's got a huge, just black twisted, like wood staff with the red kind of like melting crystal. It looks like when you look at it, it has like an optical illusion. It looks like it's melting, but it doesn't seem to melt because it never goes anywhere. It just kind of is. Yeah. It's weird.
Okay.
You kind of rush, like, you guys, like, rush into your kind of, like, the trio, you two, like, so you and Michael you and Andrew shoulder to shoulder, and then kind of Sarah behind you with the bow.
Yeah.
Ready up.
Yeah.
The old veteran in front of you runs forward and is just, like, is grabbed by both orcs, like, instantly, even, like, quicker than you've ever seen an orc move. And then all of a sudden, he just, like, melts in front of you. You like turn to each other, and then like you turn to Sarah, and she's kind of like shaking, but then you kind of like, just as you're looking to look at Sarah, you kind of see the young kid kind of just bolting, like he's running from the battlefield right now. He's just like, as soon as he saw somebody melt, and like and the battle you guys have just been through, that's finally broken him. He's
gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
You and Andrew rush forward.
Okay.
And that's that's where your memory goes real blurry.
Okay.
Then your next memory is like you hold. So what weapon do you use at this stage? This is, and it doesn't have to be your weapons you have now, because you won't have this weapon where you were from the Soundbreaker.
Right. I'd say probably at this stage Oz would probably look. If anything, Oz probably still have the warhammer would come later. I'd probably say the hand axes would be his primary at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your memory comes to, and the orcs are gone, and the black cloaked orc is gone as well. And you look down, and there is Sarah with dead just in front of you, a bit up.
Yeah.
With one of your hand axe in her throat, like deep into her throat.
Oh no. Yeah.
And then the other hand axe is still in your hand, and it is also driven into the side of Andrew's neck in front of you, and he has just this absolutely terrified look in his eyes, looking at you. Like he's dying, and like how far your axe blade is into his neck, he can't get any voice out. It's like gone into his voice box, so like he can't get out the words that he's saying right now. But you just see this absolute terror in his eyes, and you're just like, you're shaking, and you feel anger rushing through your body at the same time. But you're like you can feel the anger like washing off you, like it's disappearing at the moment. But you feel the after effects of it, and you're just looking him straight in the eyes right now, and it's just like...
Does this anger that I'm feeling feel like... I'm talking like Future Oz now. To kind of
it feels like when you rage.
When I rage?
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And... yeah, you just like instantly like let go of the handle of the axe and just like stand back, and it's just like what the fuck did I just do? Like...
yeah.
Holy fuck, I just killed my friends.
Yeah.
What's going through, like, now this is you now, like, what's going through Oz's head?
Yeah, I am now, in Oz's head, I'm completely just gone. Like, I can't believe what I've just done. I'm completely shocked. It's a moment of, like, what just happened? Because I can't believe that I've just done this. Did I just do this?
Yeah.
What do I see around me, Nato?
It's still just the battlefield. There's just the forest line there. There's just bodies everywhere that were left over from the battle just before that. There's like the melted...
Benny, mute your mic, you idiot.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
There's like the melted like remains of that other veteran soldier, and then as I said, like they're just about a couple of meters from you. There's like you've brought down the axe on like Sarah's neck, and killed her that way, and then now just the drop body of kind of Andrew, like the death gurgle of like just blood filling his lungs at the moment.
No, I can't believe what I've just done. I can't, honestly, it's a moment of holy fuck. I'm kind of, those moments where I kind of let go and I fall, those moments where you fall backwards and you kind of just scoot backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now. I've just scooted backwards, like, the fuck did I just do? And I'm, like, looking around shocked.
So, like, you stay shocked for about, like, how long do you say you're shocked for? Like, a good hour, nearly?
I'd say probably about 45 minutes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. By the time you kind of start coming to, like, centering your mind, a bunch more of the, like, armed forces have, like, come... They must have been your, like, reinforcements coming to this area, and they're just, like... They've gotten to the battlefield, and they're just looking around at this bloody battle, and now... But then, like, some of them know that, like, they're coming up to you to make sure you're alright, but then they kind of look, like, left, and, like... You guys are very well known, as I said. Like, you were the three pillars, like...
Yeah,
and, they instantly recognize the other two, and then they also instantly recognize the two... Axes in them and stuff like that.
No. Yeah.
So, what happened here?
Are they talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't speak any words. I just kind of shake my head, like I've got my eyes closed, like I don't want to believe this.
And like, soon as he realizes, like, now what he thought might have happened might have actually happened, like, you're kind of confirming what he's kind of like, he's like stepping back from you, and he's like, and he's like, Sergeant, And then like his sergeant kind of walks over, and you kind of you recognize it because like you've been in the army for long enough, and you recognize him. I'm gonna call. Actually, yeah, no. What are you gonna call? What's his name?
The sergeant. No, you name the sergeant, Nato.
Okay, I'm gonna call him Rupert.
Cool.
All right, he is an older gentleman, probably a bit older than you guys, so probably he's in his like late 40s, early 50s.
Yep.
And he's just like, Oz, what have you done?
Same response, just kind of like it's almost like not a standing fetal position, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No. He instantly like, quick, get it. Just and like he doesn't like he knows what he wants to say, but he's still just like so shocked from the scenario that he's just like
I grab him by here,
like
this, and I tell him, like in hysterical, like, what the fuck did you make me do? You know?
And he soldier sieged him. He's gone wild. The orcs have got to him. He's gone wild.
Okay. Well, I'll push him away.
Yeah, and then I like about 8 soldiers are now like standing around you with their swords kind of pointed at you. And they're like the same like young lad that kind of came up to you earlier, and he's like, please don't make this harder than it has to be. Just come with us peacefully.
I would like to rage
against 8 soldiers.
Well, I gotta try something, Nato. You're putting
Okay.
me up against 8 soldiers here.
Okay. Yeah, no. So yeah, you rage. You like you still have that feeling inside of you, and you like metaphorically dig your hand inside of yourself and tear that up at the moment, and then you just instantly like, you like give out a huge orcish roar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you grab one sword and you like, still with enough kind of reason in your mind, you use the handle end of it to smash it into like one of the soldiers' faces, and then you like through that gap try and leap through.
Right.
One of them kind of swings at you. Have you got your dice on you?
Yes, I do.
All right, yeah. Give me a roll.
Okay.
Just a D20 roll.
Yep. 19.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you were able to like last minute because you were still this like you're getting in your age, but you still especially after just being in like the heat of battle, you have your like battle instincts like pumping at the moment. Yeah, you dive underneath it and you just start bolting for the actual woods themselves.
Yeah.
So you make it to the woods and you know these kind of lands, you hunt, like you obviously had to hunt and stuff like that. So you instantly kind of like disappear into the woods while they're more like amateur kind of soldiers that were chasing you aren't able to kind of track. They're more soldiers, they're not rangers or scouts and stuff like that, so they kind of lose you in the wilds for the moment. So what are you doing now?
So I head to the woods. The first thought that is in my mind right now is my wife and my kid.
Yep.
And what they're going to do to them. So I try to go back home to get them so we can go.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
So you have to spend the first night in the woods because like you're still very damaged from the battle and you had a few scars and all that. So you heal up and then you like I've got to get down there quick. Like if I don't make it back before like they do, like something very bad is probably going to happen. So you it's nearly a day or two trip down. You have to go through the Evermore kind of marshes. It's very hard trekking, but like you just have that thought on your mind, and I don't want to allude to what's about to happen, but you literally have the same kind of journey that in the start of Gladiator kind of has.
Oh, right. Yeah,
like where you keep having thoughts of your family and stuff like that, and you do get to Yatar, and you see smoke coming from Yatar. Like you know that village fucking off, by like the back of your hand, and you know the smoke's coming from the town center. which is like the weirdest spot for like a smoke fire to be coming from.
Okay.
So what do? You get to like the walls of the city. What are you doing now?
As much as like there is smoke coming from the center, I do find that odd. My primary thought is being a soldier. Obviously, got instinct, and my thought is maybe something's happening, like they're coming. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It might not be true or whatever, but that's what's going through Oz's head. So I go straight for home.
All right, you make it. You because it's your town and stuff like that. You know the ins and outs. You know how to sneak in and out. Especially when you're a kid. You know, you, Sarah and Andrew were like you were troublemakers, but you were good kids as well. But you knew how to slip in and out of the city when you needed to, like without being seen. So you're a lot bigger now, so it's harder to kind of squeeze through those things, but you still make it. And you make it all the way home.
Yep.
Your house is empty.
Fuck.
The front door is kicked in. The house is an absolute mess at the moment. Like there's just stuff everywhere.
Fuck. I look around to see if there's like anything. There's a trace of. So can I make an insight to see if there's anything around?
Not insight. You can make an investigation.
Can I make an investigation?
Yeah,
Sorry,
investigation.
Investigation.
Yep.
All right. If there's anything around, this might elude me as to where they've gone or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a 6.
It's an easy investigation, so.
Okay.
You do see drag marks. Like, something's been dragged out the front of your door.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Do I know, like, is it apparent that it's a person?
You don't have no idea with a 6. You just see, it's just something has been dragged out of the house and out
is
onto
it like
the street.
2 marks, 1 mark?
Yeah, it's 2 marks.
Oh,
well, it's actually 4 marks.
It's 4 marks. Okay, so that must be feet. Oh. Okay, I run to the center of the town.
All right, when you start getting closer to the center of the town, like you did take a quick moment to kind of get something to kind of cover yourself when you like leave thing, and then when you get to town, there is a huge crowd like surrounding the center of town.
Oh fuck! I think I know what's gonna happen here. Okay, so there's a huge crowd. I try to get. Is it like one circle and then there's like something happening in the center?
Yeah.
I move everybody. Like I just start fucking pushing people out of the fucking way.
Yeah, as you're pushing through, you hear orc blood. Oh
no.
And then as you kind of get to the front, you see people throwing stones at there's 2 poles and there's 2 figures on the poles and there is a huge bonfire underneath them.
Are they still alive?
Can I see? All right, so you're starting to get to like the front and they're black. They're like.
Okay.
Somebody like just as you kind of about to collapse, you feel 2 hands kind of pull you back into the crowd. You look up, it's your like your mum, and you see big bruises on the side of her cheek and like a cut across her kind of like across her face. She's like, "You gotta get out of here, Oz. They'll kill you next. I'm sorry. I tried everything to stop them from taking them, but you have to get out of here. You're still my son. I can't see you up there on the stake as well." And she's like pushing you pushing you to the outside of the crowd.
Okay. So I'm on the outside of the crowd now, yeah?
Yeah. And she's just like, "Go, Oz!" And then like at that, just as you kind of like there, like trying to gather your thoughts, you see something that like in the center there was like a podium behind it, and then you see somebody up there, and you do recognize it. It is the Baron of the water kind of Baron of Yatar, and he's just like, "There he is, the orc lover, get him!"
The orc lover. Sorry, I kind of had to laugh at that one.
Yeah, because you can kind of gather they think you've sided with the orcs now. That's what happened. That's what the rumors that have spread very quickly in that last battle that you joined like, because nobody saw. Like, they just came, and you're a half orc, so they
Yeah.
already have very high racist thoughts against.
Yeah.
Like, yes, technically, like, there's a reason they're super racist, because like years and years of orc invasions and people getting killed and raped and murdered by orcs. So
Yeah.
and even just because you're a half orc, they've always kind of like been a bit iffy. That's, as you said, why you never bonded with the other orcs and stuff.
Are
like
they
that.
all human? Are they all human in this crowd?
Humans and a couple of elves and a couple of like there's a dwarf here and there and stuff like that.
How many in the crowd?
Oh, there's most of the town, so like
So,
300-400 plus.
fuck. Okay, no. I was about to say, can I take them? No, it's all right. Well, then, yeah, I run. I bolt.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Oz,
I have no choice.
Oz just runs, and it seems like you keep running for days until.
Can I take Mum? Can I get Mum and take her with me?
No, she disappears into the crowd as soon as
Okay.
soon as somebody like pointed you out. Like the crowd as a mob started coming towards you, so
Okay.
she's just disappeared. And
Okay.
like you nearly run for 3 days straight until your body kind of like gives out on you and you collapse. And yeah, you have no idea where you are right now, but you kind of wake up
Yeah.
and you're in a little hut.
Okay. Look around. What do I see?
It's just this like clay hut with like a leaves kind of roof made on it, like made of like tiny leaves kind of weaved together and stuff like. It's very small and compact. You take up most of the hut as a 10-foot boy.
Yeah.
So this is the first like now like.
Yeah.
While you were running, your mind was just blank. It was just like flee, flee. I've got to
I was
get
on
out of here.
autopilot. Yeah.
Yeah, but now like it's all kind of hitting you. Sarah and Andrew are dead at your hands. Your family's dead. You caused all of this. How much would Oz put this on himself with the family as well?
Oh, he'd put it all on him. And this is also why in the campaign right now it's just a case of don't talk to me. Like he's a very different person now. So that's what I said. Like from what I gave you, Oz was a little bit more human.
Yeah.
Now in the campaign, it's not that Oz is either like an orc. He doesn't want anything to do with the orc side of him.
Yeah.
This is also
that's what I was literally about to, I was going to do. So when you wake up, you kind of like sit up and your body's just aching, obviously, because you just ran for. You kind of like go to grab your face a bit, and you like instantly feel your tusks on your face.
Yeah, this is where I'd say I get up and I kind of like feel these tusks and like I'm angry. Like this is the reason why I have no friends anymore. My family is gone. Rage.
Yeah.
The rage part of me is the reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hate being an orc. I hate anything like I know that I'm half, but I hate even the thought of being a half orc or even being an orc. All I've like wanted from the start is to be human.
Yeah.
Because after my story with my dad and all that stuff, I don't want that to be a part of me at all. I want to be identified as a human. And is there a mirror or anything around that I can see my tusks, Nato?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
You can just feel you feel up and you nearly have both of them in your hands and you kind of feel them and you just like it like you're feeling them because like you want to feel this orc part of you and like you just
No, I don't want them anymore.
So you grab them and start pulling on them?
I wouldn't say that I ripped them out. I'd say probably I did my own dental work on them and cut them out.
Yep.
Do I have anything on me?
You kind of feel around and you feel a bit of like there's a hard rock next to you.
Okay, I'd start smashing the rock against these things.
All right.
Just to kind of, even if they break, I want them out.
Yeah, you just sit there and you start like just using them nearly as a chisel to kind of hit at a certain point and kind of make them. And then just as they start cracking enough, you just grab one and you just snap it.
Snap it. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, yeah, you proceed to do the same thing on the other side. And then as you snap the other one, you kind of, like, wince from a bit because there's still the intense, like, nerve endings of teeth and stuff like that.
It's painful, yeah.
And then you kind of open your eyes and there's a little halfling at the door that's kind of, like, pushed open and, like, a leaf, like, door, like a flap, a leaf woven flap of the hut. And he's, like, just standing there kind of, like, half holding it open, kind of look like he was like walking in, but then just kind of like watching you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you alright?
Do I look alright to you?
No.
What do you want?
I'm Frumpy. How are you, sir?
What's your name? Frumpy.
Yeah, Frumpy.
And what is it that you want?
I came across you in my foraging, just out cold on the ground.
Frumpy. Did you save me, Frumpy?
I didn't want you to die, so I brought you here and I bandaged some of your wounds and like gave you water and stuff. But
why didn't you let me die?
I didn't think it'd be the right thing to do. I couldn't just let you die there without a name.
What if I wanted to?
I'm sorry, sir.
I shake my head like you're kind of more of a like a it's okay kind of deal, but like it's just me. Like just leave me alone. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I walk back to where I was lying down and I sit down.
I'll leave you be. I'll get you some food, sir. And he kind of lets the flap kind of down, and you just hear him walk off into the distance. Yeah, so now you just like kind of like the bed that he's kind of. You look down and it's a very quick. You see it's been like made for you because you don't think he would have been lying on a bed like this. So he's probably obviously like set you up in his house. Like as you look around, it's the size of a halfling house, like a halfling hut. So you take up 95% of it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so now you're just in bed with your thoughts.
Yeah, like right now they're going a million miles an hour.
Mm.
Yeah. We kind of just lay there with my forearm over my eyes. I don't want to look at the world. I don't want to hear anything right now. It's too hard. It's just way too hard. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, like an hour passes and he comes back and he like you see him just slide the bowl under like the flap and it's like just a cooked rabbit and a few kind of potatoes. Yeah, it fucking smell like as much as you probably don't want to eat at the moment. It fucking smells amazing. Good. Like he's put like a bunch of herbs and stuff cooked into it, and yeah, it fucking smells delicious. Are you gonna eat? Will Oz eat it?
No.
Alright, yeah, you kind of pass back out and then you kind of, morning kind of peeks through the kind of blinds, like the flap again, and you see the bowl's been taken away and stuff like that, and then you kind of see it, like, it's like a couple of minutes into you waking up, you see like a head pop in, he's like, "Sir, are you feeling hungry yet? I can make something for you if you want."
Why are you doing this?
It just seems like the right thing to do, sir. You seem like a man that's gone through a lot.
You have no idea what I've just gone through.
I'm sure I don't, sir. But that's yours, and that's your life. But now is now.
I kind of stand up after he says that.
Yeah.
And walk past him. Can I walk outside for a bit?
Yep. You just walk out and you're kind of in like a not like a slightly just a forest, but a light forest. Like, it's not too dense and stuff like that. There's a little kind of pond next to where you are, and there's just kind of, it's a bit of like cleared sand where you guys are, and it's just one single hut, and then there's like a little log next to like where a campfire is and stuff like that. You see like a little like leaf pillow set up on the log. So yeah, like as you can kind of guess, since he set you up in his house, he's kind of just been sleeping out here.
Outside.
Yeah.
I'll turn around and I'll go, have you been sleeping here?
Yes, sir. You looked like you needed the house a lot more than I did. I'm fine. I like the outdoors.
Oz is in like, it's almost like Oz is in shock that this is happening. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve any of this because of what's happened.
Yeah.
You know? It's like it's not, he doesn't want to say thank you. He doesn't want to say any of that.
Yeah.
His feelings are like, he's thankful, but it's, I want to die kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, he's not going to kill himself or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's having suicidal tendencies, but he's not going to go through with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He goes, sir, if I'm overstepping my bounds here, you haven't been sleeping well. I apologize if this offends you, the next thing I say, but you've been screaming in your sleep sometimes. Are you okay, sir? Like, I don't want to go into your past, that your past is your past, but...
No.
And he kind of gets that you're not ready, and he's like, he kind of like sort of semi-bows, but not like, you know, like a greeting bow or anything like that, but just like I understand, and kind of is like, I'm cooking some food if you want to pull up something next by the campfire. Like, the fire's not lit at the moment, but it's still just like kind of set up to sit at, and there's a little like pot hanging over the coals that looks like it's probably warming some water or something like that.
How am I feeling right now? Am I still sore? Have I gotten enough?
This is probably like third or fourth day of like you coming in and out, because you would kind of wake up, see the food, like maybe nibble on the tiniest little bit, because you got to those point where you're like, I can't not eat, but you're like, I'm not eating because I feel like sick from what's happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've done that, and it's been on and off, and then this is probably about the fourth day, and you've kind of walked out now, and so your body's kind of healed up, like well.
Then this is the point where I'll turn around and tell him, I will stay here tonight. You will sleep inside.
Whatever you need to, sir. I'll. Are you sure? Because it'll take me all day to reset up the house anyway, so you might as well spend another night in there, and I can start building my bed again today, and I'll sleep back in there tomorrow if you want.
I kind of shake my head like, why? Now I turn around and tell him, what? You have to tell me what is going on. Are you just like Oz? I know that it's a case where this guy's probably just being real nice, but it's just a case where Oz is so. It's a case of guilt.
Yeah.
And he doesn't deserve it. Why is this guy? And this guy obviously doesn't know, because Oz doesn't want to tell him.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you doing this?
I don't know, sir. Like, he's old. Like, you can tell he's old, but he's still
old. Okay.
Yeah, he's old, but you could like
how old?
Like a human equivalent of like 60 or something like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. He's like, I haven't had much company in a long while, so it's just nice to have somebody around, and I'm just good to do my good deed here and there.
Would I be able to set up his house for him so he can sleep in there?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go do that.
He sets out to go like hunting or gathering or whatever he does during the day, and so you want to spend the day kind of like redoing his house for him?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. So like he doesn't come back till a bit later, and he's kind of got like two kind of bunnies, and then in a little basket he's got some like berries and some more potatoes and stuff like that. And he kind of sits down by the fire and he starts like hanging the rabbits over the fire.
Where he finds me is, you said there was a log there with like a pillow there, yeah?
Yep.
Would this log be long enough for me to kind of lie down and do the same kind of deal where I have my... Yeah. No, it's not. It's not that big.
No, it's only just a bit taller than him, and he's a halfling.
Okay, then we'll make it as if I'm kind of using the log as a pillow and lying on the floor.
Okay.
We'll do that. Yeah, and he kind of finds me like this again.
He kind of like looks over and he's like, "Wouldn't it be a lot more comfier to nap indoors, sir?"
I kind of ball up my fist and slam the floor when he says that.
And he kind of like is like cautious for a moment, but he's not like, he knows you're not going to do anything to him like intentionally, but so he's just like he just knows that you just don't want to be talking to him. So he's like, "Okay, so the bunnies will be done in a little while, and then we can eat together, and maybe then you'll be up for some chat."
I give him like I do this, and I give him like a...
Yeah. So like he cooks the thing. He like pulls another log in because you're using that log, and he pulls another log in and kind of sits on it as like a seat, and he's like snaps the bunny a bit, and then starts like tearing the fur off and starts like eating into it and stuff like that. He doesn't use knife and forks and stuff like that, and he's not the best like ranger and stuff like that, knowing to like peel, like do it first. He's happy to eat it how it is and stuff like that. And he kind of is like, I'm not the best chef, so here you go. And it still smells amazing though, but like it's definitely not prepared in the right way.
Right.
And yeah, you probably actually would know how to prepare a rabbit living in Yatara and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll kind of look at it, and I'll kind of look at him. What kind of face is he giving me?
Giving it just like happy, like.
I like this guy. All right. All right. I see that he's like an old man that's living with nobody at the moment. I'm still obviously in a state of I don't really give a fuck, but I'll take a nibble at what he's given me to eat in front of him, so he sees that I'm eating.
Yeah, you definitely know to get the fur, how to get the fur off.
Yeah.
You find like a sharp enough rock next to you, and you just slice it down its belly and kind of peel it inside out, so it's like you get the fur off easy, and then you kind of tear off the meats and eat it properly without having to eat any of the actual not nice parts of a rabbit. Yeah, and you want to say he just sits there peacefully, like gets up to the like teapot and gets a bit of tea out of there and pours it into like a wood kind of mug that he's made, and just sits back and kind of starts drinking it, and then like a couple of hours go past, and he kind of sits in front of the log and kind of leans against it, so like he leans back against it and kind of starts to drift off a bit, like, you know, like an old man in a rocking chair kind of setup, but like a forest version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to say anything to him, or are you just kind of letting him drift off?
Hey.
Kind of like, just, yes, sir.
Thanks.
My pleasure. It's just good to have company. And he kind of leans back and kind of closes his eyes a bit. Now, do you want to sleep out here with him? It's a nice night, actually. Like, especially around the fire and stuff like that. It's not cold at all and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing where I use one of the logs as a pillow and kind of lie down.
All right, so time's gonna kind of keep skipping a bit for like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Goes weeks. Do you talk more to him over the weeks and?
Yeah, let's say I start opening up to him a little bit. Oz's mental state is still. Let's just say that Oz is starting to become a little bit more campaign Oz at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how many weeks, mate, are there?
Let's go a month. A month.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say definitely Oz is probably starting to become campaign Oz at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
he goes out on his usual journey. You still haven't got the energy to go out hunting. Like, you've got energy, but I mean like the mental energy to go do something like hunting and stuff like that. And he, like, the old man usually comes back by about lunchtime, but he hasn't seemed to come back at this time. And like a couple more hours go past, and then you see him kind of stroll back into the campsite. And he has like a kind of like a bruise like on his eye. Like he has like a black eye and stuff like that. And a bit of his clothes are torn and stuff like that.
What happened here?
Oh, don't you worry yourself, Oz. I just ran into some people. They wanted some money off me, but
Who?
I don't know, some people I bumped into in the forest.
Where?
Oh, where was I? Like, just a couple of miles that way?
I go.
Okay. It's getting into the afternoon at the moment.
I'd still go.
Yep. Alright, yeah, you head out and you kind of like follow his track. You're not the best hunter or anything like that because you're a soldier and stuff.
Yeah.
But you still, he doesn't make his present hidden, like, so you can kind of follow his tracks like you would like as a soldier. Like you've got enough training as a soldier to kind of follow where he's been. And then you kind of get to an area with an opening and you see some tracks, some horse tracks and stuff like that. But yeah, nobody's around that kind of area anymore.
There's nobody here.
No.
Okay. Frumpy's back at the house, isn't he?
Yep.
Can I make an investigation check? Can I make an investigation check to see if anything's around or if I can get any tracks or where they've gone?
You can actually, yeah, give me a roll.
Okay. Natural 20.
Okay, cool. You do find horse kind of prints, and you kind of follow them around, and you start following them for a while, and then you've got enough bearing and reasoning, and you can kind of see they are looping all the way, like taking like a loop around to what you gather is they're going to run into the camp. Like that way heads to the camp if they keep following their kind of path. A half loop.
Oh, okay.
Like a half moon, kind of like you're here and they've gone like around like that.
All right, I'll go back to Frumpy.
All right, it takes you a good like hour to kind of get back, and you get back, and just as you get to the campsite, you hear yelling.
Is that Frumpy?
Nope, you hear like humans yelling.
Humans yelling. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. I stealth. I can stealth. I'm proficient in stealth, so.
Yeah. Give us a stealth roll.
Okay. 16.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's enough. It's getting dark. Like it's dark now, so you can follow the light of the camp. Like you're pretty good at tracking anyway, because you still can see the stars, so you're able to like navigate that way. But yeah, now you get to you can kind of see the campfire, and you get up to like the edge of where the forest starts to get a bit less dense, and yeah, you hear like, "Where's the rest of your money, old man?
Oh,
we know you have money around here. You couldn't have spent all this time out in the wilds without any money."
Is there any, like, are there any trees around or anything like that?
Not really near the camp. Like he's made it in a part of the kind of like forest that was a kind of bit open. That's why he's kind of purposely set it up so it was like more of an open area. So it's like a campsite, if that makes sense. If you've ever been to a campsite, you know, like it's spaced out.
All right.
You do see two figures. Like one's holding like Frumpy up by one arm.
Yeah.
And like holding him up in the air and then kind of shaking him, and the other
And
one's
it's human, yeah?
Yeah, both humans.
Oh. The two of them, yeah?
Yep.
From where I walk, which way are they facing? Away or towards me?
No, they're facing towards Frumpy, so they can't really see you.
See me?
Yep.
Cool. I'll walk up right behind them.
Okay. What are you doing?
Can I just do the old noggin bong kind of deal? Yep.
All right. Yeah. You. No. You won't have to roll for this. Yeah.
Cool.
You smash it in. Roll a d6 for me if you got a d6.
Okay. Yeah, I do. 5.
Beautiful. Yeah. you hear this pop noise as you do it, like probably an eardrum or something has just like
Ah,
popped
yeah.
as you've done it. And then you hear him just like scream out in pain, ah! And then like the other one's like, what the fuck's going on? And then like you see him start to draw a sword out of his kind of like his like scabbard he's got like on his thing, and he's kind of like putting it out, and then he sees you and he's just like, it's an orc! Quick, get it!
Okay.
And then like the other one's on the ground and he's just like, ugh, and he's kind of hopping up as well, and like he's gonna take a swing at you. Where are my things? Fuck. Okay. That's a 9. So he swings and you still like your body's healed, but it's still like
Yeah.
hard and stiffer to move than it used to be because like it's just,
Right.
yeah. So
I'm older, and yeah.
yeah. But you do seem to like just duck under it, and then what are you doing?
I. Oh, fuck! I haven't got any weapons on me. I just basically
They
if
do,
I
though.
duck it, yeah, I know. If I duck the swing and he's still kind of doing like this,
Yep.
I just kind of come up with like a nice fucking headbutt.
Okay,
Right
cool.
here.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, roll to attack.
17.
Beautiful. Yeah, your headbutt comes straight through and smashes. He falls to the ground, and his kind of sword like crashes to the ground next to you.
I
What are you
pick up
doing
the
now?
sword.
You pick up the sword. So now you've got a sword.
Yep.
Short sword. Yep. Yeah. Now like the two of them are kind of like standing up together, and now they're like going at you. So one of them hasn't got a sword, but he like pulls out a dagger now, and he kind of like lunges forward. Ah, that's another 9. So you are able to like, what's it called? Parry the
Yep,
dagger
parry
with your knife. Yep.
Yep.
And what are you doing now?
So this is bad because I don't want to. Nah, and I'm not going to. I'm gonna. Man, fuck it. I'm gonna rage.
Yep.
Yep, because part of me is just still like, I need to do it. So I would like to rage.
Cool.
And there's 2 of them in front of me, yeah? One
Yep.
left, one right?
Yep.
I'll go for the one on the left,
Okay.
and I just take a giant... Well, is it a short sword, long sword?
It's like a shortish sword, yeah. But it's like it's bigger than a dagger, but a short sword's still, yeah, it's about half the size of your body. A short sword, a long sword's about the size of your body.
Okay, yeah, I'll go for a nice kind of swing at him.
Yeah, like a long sword is nearly like a Highlander's, like the huge
Yeah.
knight
Yeah.
swords. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a long sword, and a short
Yeah.
sword's nearly like a Roman sword.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'd definitely go for a swing at him.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, swing. Roll to hit. They're just lightly leathered, armored kind of guys.
Yeah, natural 20.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, roll
Yeah.
double damage, and because you're an orc, you get savage critical as well. Actually,
I don't-
look, we won't even have to roll damage for this. With
Yeah.
all that together, you literally
Honestly, I don't have the stats to roll it anyway. on
yeah,
my
you bring
character
it
sheet.
down, and it's just like you impale it on the top of his head, like straight down, like because you've just gone red now because you just like, and you brought it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
As you do that, though, the other one sees what happened, has picked up Frumpy and is like holding his sword to Frumpy's throat. So
Okay.
he's like, calm down, or I'll kill him.
I'm kind of like foaming at the mouth at this point.
Yeah.
And I kind of like give him a look, like I'm looking him directly in the eyes, and I tell him, "One move, and you're next."
And he kind of like goes to step back, like he's stepping backwards from you, and then as like the next step he does, he gets
Yeah.
caught on one of the logs by the campfire, and he falls backwards with Frumpy, and then you hear this like,
Oh, fuck off.
and like as you look down, you see like not on purpose, like accidentally because he's falling, he's like driven the blade into Frumpy's throat.
I see this, yeah.
Yeah. And like he hits the ground with Frumpy, and he's just like realized what he done. Like half of him is like, holy shit, like I've killed my hostage, and then it's like, holy shit, now I've angered this guy even more now, and he's just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill him. We were just here for money. And he's kind of like, because he's lying down and like Frumpy's dead body's on him, and he's like pushing him off, and he's like crawling backwards because like he can see you at the moment.
Yeah, like now it's... What level am I, Nate? I'm still like 1 here, aren't I?
Nah, you're about 3 at the moment.
Fuck, I haven't got anything else. Oh, wait, at level 3, do I get... What do I get? What kind of rage? Do I get Frenzied Rage?
Yeah, you do.
Can I say I'm Frenzy Raging then?
Yeah.
Cool, then I'm Frenzied Raging. I kind of do the... if you give me a second, I'll kind of do this kind of deal.
Yeah.
Kind of now freaking out even more. And as he's kind of like scooting back, I'm like taking 1 step.
Yeah.
2 step. 3 step. And am I at him now?
Yeah, he's trying to crawl away, but you are like taking humongous steps towards him.
He doesn't have any weapons, does he?
No, not anymore. Like the blade's still impaled in Frumpy's.
Frumpy.
Yeah.
I grab him by the throat.
Yeah.
And I pick him up. And I like have him directly in my face.
Yep.
And I just start squeezing the fucking life out of him.
Yeah, you hear the throat crack, and then you kind of see the eyes. One of them kind of bulges and kind of nearly like...
Yeah.
You see it like filling with blood, and he's just like... He's dead in front of you, but you're still crushing. Yeah. And like, the only thing that brings you, like, snaps you out of this just like tunnel vision on just crushing this man is like, you hear a horse like neigh, and you hear like galloping away.
Okay. So what? It just came past. It's like galloped past us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I drop him.
Or there was something. There was a third person or something there, and they've saw what's happening and just bolted now.
Oh man, I can't run that fast, can I?
Nope. Absolutely fucking not. You can definitely not keep up with a galloping horse.
Any horses that these fuckos left?
No.
No? Okay, so in my head, obviously, there was a third.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I drop him. I just basically drop him.
Yeah, and then, because now you kind of snapped out of it, and you like drop him.
I run to Frumpy.
Yeah, I was about to say, you hear a gurgle.
Yeah,
and like
I run
Frumpy's
to Frumpy.
like there, and his kind of hands are shaking, and he kind of like puts his hand on your face, and he's like, you just hear him kind of get out.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Yeah. I hold him, kind of like the man hand shake like that, you know.
That hurt to do that voice just then. Ow.
Yeah. I has he gone? Like, is Frumpy gone?
Yeah, like with the last bit of that like sentence, like the life kind of drops out of his eyes.
Okay. I like let his hand go. I kind of like do the whole close his eyes kind of thing, so his eyes aren't open.
Yeah.
Rest his hand on his chest. I kind of stand up and I just fucking yell to the sky, just like fucking anger.
Yeah.
Raw. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's like midnight or something like now, and you're kind of like coming back into your senses, and now you're just in this like camp, and like the fire is like slowly dying out, like it's at embers now. There's a dead Frumpy in front of you. There's a dead man with just impaled through his head, and then another man with just his throat crushed in around you. And you realize like the scene around you is yet again caused by your rage.
Okay. I kind of just like, after I kind of yelled, I kind of collapse, kind of like a star collapse, like bang on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. So we'll flick to now. It's like well late morning, so like nearly 11 o'clock and stuff like that, and you hear many hooves heading your way.
Okay, I stealth again.
Alright. Just as you starting to like trying to hide yourself, they all get into the camp.
Oh fuck.
There is about 20 of them. And you see a few of them are well armed, a few of them are well armored, a few of them are like then they're not well armored, as in like heavy armor. They've just got like very nice leather armor. You see like a few of them with like big scars on their faces and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then like you see one ride in, and he's like, "That's him. Let's get him. Let's take him back. He's definitely going to be good for the pits." And then, like, instantly all the horses are around you. Like, even before you've had a chance. Like, you haven't seen this coordination since, like the vanguard troopers of your army. Like, they instantly were like, even before you had a chance to kind of react to the scenario.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I think at this point, I feel like I've lost everything. So, again... So, and like everything I try to do at this point is just at a point of null. So Oz kind of just he's defeated. Oz is defeated.
Yep.
So he kind of just like lets it all go. Like just let it happen.
Yeah. Two come in from your flanks.
Yeah.
Both with nets, and they like net you and scoop you up.
Yeah.
And then they like. And then just as like you're not even fighting, you're like just in a net. And then next minute you see like a wagon kind of roll in.
Yeah.
They open the side of the wagon. It has big metal bars, and they chuck you in the back of it, and they close the wagon.
Yeah.
It's a good week's travel.
Mm-hmm.
You have the forest dies out after the first couple of about 3 days of travel. The kind of forest dies out. You go into like an open plain. The plain's like that for a few more days until it gets into just deep sand. And then you see on the horizon a huge kind of like plateau set up, like with a big town on top, and then you see a huge castle to the left.
Right.
They take you up through the pathway up into the city, huge guards. It's like 4 nearly gates you go through before you're even into the city. And then they kind of trail you through the city. You see a whole bunch more of these wagons like yours with just big creatures in them. There's lions. There's this like lizard thing you've never seen before. There's even this like weird like hairy like humanoid next to you as well in one of the cages, and he kind of like tries to like reach out at you, but like he can't get towards your cage, and you're just too defeated to even care.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at him or even caring.
Then you get up to like the castle itself, like this sandstone castle built on the side of the like overlooking the town. They take you up into there, and then you are met with this man in front of you, very like well dressed, nearly Victorian kind of setup with like kind of like a cloak with no hood on it, and he kind of leans in, and you feel this just presence over you, nearly like himself is like pressing you down, like his presence is like gravity on top of you right now, and you feel, and he leans in and he goes, "You will be good for my pits." And you, for the next months, you spend in his gladiator pits, and you over the months you learn his name as the Sand Broker. And it's not until one night when this young scrawny human comes up to you and he goes, "We're gonna get you out tonight. We need you with us."
I just don't respond. I just look at him and nod.
Okay. And that's where we'll end it.
Was that Preston?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. Sick. Fucking sick. That was so good, Nato.
Yeah, there we go.
Well done. Yeah.
All right,
So
I'm going to end the
good.
recording here for that. I love you.
That's
all.
right.
Thank you for listening for this one-on-one with Oz.
Yeah.
And how we came to be.
Yeah.